Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mauro Guerrini, and today I will share with you a presentation regarding mobility. You are not able to see me because I have a problem with my camera. It was a last-minute problem, so I will go with the charts you should be able to see already. I'm Mauro Guerrini, and I'm marketing manager into the communication department of Bosch, and I work into the Bosch mobility solution topics. So let's see now my presentation. We will have an overview regarding the Bosch Group, R&D, our action about climate change, and some deep dive into the Bosch mobility solution business sector. And I wanted to add also a artificial intelligence topic. After my presentation, my colleagues from HR, Michele Amendolagine and Angelo Formenti, will take over for a more specific presentation regarding HR and the future of our engineers and colleagues, potential colleagues. Okay, so the company Bosch, the company was set up in Stuttgart in 1886 as a workshop for precision mechanics and electrical engineering. And let's see now how it grew up. Now Bosch is a global company. As you can see, our sales revenue are about 77.7 billion. And we are present in worldwide with 400,000 associates. Our business sector are four, and the most important one and the largest one is mobility solution. And then we also have consumer goods, industrial technology, energy and building technology. So you can see the number of sales revenue of those sectors. Another important big investment of Bosch is innovation. So about 8% of our sales are invested into R&D. So it's about 6.1 billion euro. And a lot of associates are involved into this field. More than 72,000 colleagues are into the R&D projects, are involved into projects of R&D. Another challenge of Bosch, so we announced last year that we would get carbon neutrality into our 400 location worldwide. And according to our according to a few days ago, our annual press conference, so we announced that we will achieve this target by the end of this year. So this is a big effort, despite of this challenging time we are all living together. So, but Bosch will achieve this target. So let's go now to the Bosch mobility solution sector. Here I summarize again some numbers of this important sector of Bosch. That is about 60% of total sales from operations. It involves more than half of our associates. So as you can see from the chart, is 236,700 associates are involved into the mobility topics. Our vision in mobility is very focused on, as we usually say, personalized, automated, connected, and electrified mobility. We have anyway a vision that mobility will be sustainable, safe, and exciting. Let's now deep dive into this personalized vision of mobility. So we think that also now, because of this challenging time we are living together, mobility will be very individual. So will be very, very different from a person to another. So we have been investing a lot of resources into developing mobility platforms and services, and we are keep going into this work in order to achieve and to achieve new mobility solutions for everybody. So it could be public transportation, it could be cars, scooters, bike, e-bike, or all together. So who knows? We think that it's the destination from A to B could be also A to me. So that means that we are very, very specific in each one has different needs. So let's see now automated. We strongly believe into the automatic self-driving cars. So Bosch is actually teaching the vehicle how to drive. We are developing a lot of tests with cars and vehicles in general. We think that the car has to feel what is surrounding the vehicle and think and act like a human being, or maybe better, because the technology will not be influenced by distraction or drowsiness or any other distraction we could have during the driving. So we are investing a lot in this area, and we keep going in this direction. I added this chart really a few hours ago because of my camera problem, and because some of you maybe could think that okay, so but what if the camera you have something goes wrong? It could be, but already Bosch is thinking about it and anticipate every possible problem. So here a couple of examples I wanted to show with you. It's about the over-the-air software update. So let's think about the next car. Some cars already do it. They are like mobile phone. So you can update your app or your mobile phone exactly like the car, and this is it. And in order to, if I had something like that, I could add a predictive diagnostic, so I could know in advance that my camera, like my laptop camera, was not able to work some days ago. So I could really work on it before today. And another important topic of this automated driving, it's the redundancy concept. Redundancy means that actually you have two. So if something breaks, you have always a backup. So here an example could be for a camera into the car, for a radar, for also a braking system. So here another example of my problem today. I would have a different camera, so I could really see you, or you could see me because of the other camera. Okay, so let's go on now with connected. Connected here, we think that connectivity is the key for the automated driving, for any other solution for mobility of the future. So here we think about vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure, and vehicle to network communication. So as you can see from the picture, so the one below, you see a potential accident. So if maybe someone already followed the Ducati right before us, and the colleague from Ducati showed the video, and how important is the communication between among vehicles and vehicles to infrastructure. In this case, you can see behind the corner for the motorcycle a possible threat. So here, thanks to the connection and to the communication of the vehicle, they could skip an accident, a possible accident. So this is a very important. And also, going back to the things I already told you, if we think about predictive diagnostic and software over the air updates, here it's very important, the connectivity. So we think connectivity will ensure economical, efficient, and safe and relaxed mobility. I will go on. So always about thinking about connectivity, we call the so-called third living space is a very interesting. So how many of you are actually doing things into the car, or maybe they wish they could do other things instead of driving? Maybe sometimes not really today, because the traffic is very easy. But we are stuck into the traffic, and we only wish to maybe check out some emails, or maybe check out the next holidays. Hopefully, we will have some this year, and something like that, or maybe just read a book. So we think that cars could be together with the office and the home, a third space in between them, and it could be really a certain time where we could invest in something more interesting than maybe just driving. Electrified. Electrified, here Bosch has a holistic approach about powertrain. So it's not only electrification for us, but we think that we could still have some potential into the efficiency of internal combustion engines. So I'm talking about diesel, gasoline, but also about other concepts of powertrain, like fuel cell powertrains and synthetically e-fuels powertrain, as well as hybrid and so on. So we are involved into all the powertrain topics, and we keep on working on parallel into all these solutions. Artificial intelligence. Here, I just summarize some example to let you think how much artificial intelligence is important and will be more and more important into the future. So by 2025, Bosch products will have artificial intelligence, or they will be developed or manufactured with that. So let's see now three example. So the first one is, so we go back to the automated driving, and it's a camera. So thanks to the new multi-purpose camera 3, is able to detect in a very precise way without the need of road markings to keep the car into a safely track. So here, the multi-purpose camera works into multi-path approach 3. I put here the link. Here you can see a link. You can read the story more in depth. I put here the link. Here you can see a link. You can read the story more in depth into our Bosch Bosch.com website. And here is very interesting, because it's the next step approach for the multi-camera. Camera is an essential product for the self-driving car. So this is it. Another camera-based lifesaver is so artificial intelligence will also be able and help us to detect what's inside the vehicle. So if we go back a couple of charts when I talked to you about the third living space and connectivity. So maybe sometimes, as you can see from the picture, we are distracted by the phone, by, I don't know, we can see here a kid behind the two, the mother and the father, or whatever. So we could have a little distraction that could really cost life or just an accident. So here, thanks to this internal camera, the artificial intelligence is able to detect what's going on inside, and if there is any trouble, it could somehow also take over and going with driving assistance. So here, as you can see from the chart, we think so. In the over the next 20 years, there are a lot of accidents and we could save really a lot of lives into the European Union. So about 25,000 lives. Okay, so the last example of artificial intelligence into the automotive world is the virtual visor. So here the sun visor is a 94-year-old, and Bosch rethink about this very old innovation in out of the box concept, let me say. So as you can see, it's easy to see from the picture. So if you compare the picture below to the one up, you can see that the driver is able to see in a more clear way, also through the visor, the street. That is a very, very important technology, maybe during the sunset. So here, thanks to artificial intelligence and transparent LCD panel, and so the virtual visor can really help other. So here I put some list of website. Maybe you can do a screenshot here where you can really have a better picture in Italian or in English of the things I just told you. Unfortunately, I do not have so much time, so I need now to go with so it's now time for Angelo and Michele for taking over and for going on. If there are any questions, I will stay and will be able for answering later on.
Thank you a lot, Mauro, for your extensive and detailed information and presentation and the deep dive into the Bosch world. So I'm introducing myself. My name is Angelo, and I've been working for Bosch for about 10 years, and I'm HR manager here in Italy for the automotive business sectors based in Turin. So taking care of our main Italian customers belonging to the FCA group. I will start now with the main topic of our presentation, which is talent. Our presentation is called, as a matter of fact, Talent Talk. And I would like to talk to you about talent, about what talent means to us, and how we attract the best talents. As you can see in the charts, in the main chart, Bosch has been benefiting in the past few years from a great reputation among both consumers, partners, and candidates. This means that Bosch is one of the most reputable companies in the world, and it was listed this year at the 9th place. For sure, Bosch is attractive because of the quality of its product, the fact that its product itself are fascinating, and also thanks to the so-called responsibility of our group. Our group is considered as one of the most engaged on social matter, not only in our um, own company in Germany, but all over the world. The other important thing here is that Bosch is a global company and there are opportunities all over the world. Um, these helped us and helped above all the recruiters, in getting the best talents. For us, it was very easy in the past decades to find the best candidates, and our recruiting patterns were very well consolidated. As you can see in this peak, um, you can imagine that our managers are clients of a restaurant that are ordering fish, and HR is in charge of finding this fish. In the past decades, the fish was very easy to get because we generally waited for fish to come very passively. Now changing things are changing very rapidly. As you can see in this chart, the world in general is changing. Mobility, as Mauro previously showed to you, is changing. Our cities are getting more and more crowded. All products are going to be connected. So these arises new topics regarding Industry 4.0 and also impacts on the automotive business sectors. Some resources are going to finish, and some resources are going to finish. And are you seeing my presentation? Okay. Some resources are going to finish, and so we need to find new ones. Also, our population is aging, and there will be a shortage of resources on the market. And also, the values of our candidates are changes, and they are considering more and more important the quality of life. This means that the old recruiting patterns do not work any longer, and and we need a new approach.
Fai share.
Okay, I need to share my desktop. Just a second. Just a second.
Share.
Okay. Just a second. Just a second, because we need to find. Okay. Great. Here we are. This was the slide that we were supposed to show. So as I was telling you, these the old recruiting pattern do not work any longer. So if we kept keeping this the former approach, so waiting passively for our candidates, no fish would come to us. That is why we needed to change approach. As Mauro was explaining to you, um, Bosch is looking for new talents in the in the market, in the job market. For example, we are planning to hire more than 25,000 new IT engineers in the next years. And as I was telling you before, also demographic changes are having a strong impact on the way we are hiring people, and also the digitalization, the global market. There is a strong competition among employers in order to get the right candidates in the company.
Oh,
And
sì.
also the expectations by the candidates are themselves are really changing. I assume that your values are different from the values of your your parents or relatives that are a little bit older. That's why Bosch is totally changing the strategy and is keeping the way of the so-called active sourcing. So we are going to universities, we are taking advantage of new
Sì, adesso
ways
sì.
of
Bravo.
getting out the best candidates. So we are taking our fishing nets and going to the sea and try to catch the best fish in the job market. This is what the active sources is. So, Michele, could you please tell us how we are trying to get the best candidates? Please share your desk tip.
Hello all, good afternoon. This is Michele Mendolagine. I'm in Bosch since 2015. Currently, I'm involved in the talent acquisition and development. Um, so let's start.
Le domande.
Okay, as you probably have heard during Mauro's speech, we are already working on technologies that will bring benefits to our future lives. To get this contribution to sociality, we are always looking for people who are open-minded and inquisitive, and who have, of course, different styles of living and working methods. Um, so we want to show you a Bosch strategy to involve talents in our company. We begin the involvement since high school with both orientation and schoolwork
1000
alternation.
domande, 1000.
Our main project for orientation is Allenarsi per il Futuro, a project developed by Bosch in collaboration with Randstad. Our aim in this case is to support the transition between high school and university work for reducing youth unemployment, allowing students to better understand our company, how our company are structured. This is possible hosting high school students in a 2 weeks internship in Bosch. Allenarsi per il futuro is also, let's say, an overlap between sports and work. They both are for both is important to perform passion, dedication, responsibility, and training. Let's say. Okay, but what about the period between and after university? Let's say it's one of the most important period in a student's life. We have a lot of initiative that involves thousands of students year after year. For example, we have several opportunity to attend an internship in Bosch for 6 months. During this period, you will have the chance to work into a global environment. Besides, you will deeply understand how a global player and it works. You will also give your contribution to the chance and the chance to get a contribution to our company. Another big chance to collaborate with Bosch is to perform an internship plus thesis. In this case, you could reach two goals and say, "I'm leaving the internship and reach the graduation." And reach the graduation, of course, uh, you will have a Bosch mentor. In this case, of course, that will allow you to, let's say, to check the graduation. Okay, let's move to JMP, formerly Junior Manager Program. JMP is a 18 months apprenticeship which with at least 6 months spent abroad. This program has the aim to develop our manager of the future, mentoring our young JMP by experienced top manager. Okay. Beside technical skills, we are searching for people who have strong competences. Angelo, which are the competencies that help us to share this transformation?
Okay, thank you, Michele. So as regards technical skills, so the most important thing is to understand that technical competence is very important. I'm also just having a preview of the questions that you are putting, and I'm noticing that you consider that the technical competencies are the most important one. For sure, technical competencies are very important to us, but at the same time, we start from humanity, which is what it's here in these slides. You can see the face of our founder, Robert Bosch, who says that the most important thing is humanity and the respect, and that we respect human dignity in dealing with others. So, in a time of such profound transformation, what we really consider is that we start from the human. In what sense we start from the human? First of all, we consider that you need to make your mark. What does it mean that you have to make your mark? It means that we are looking for people that are committed to develop innovative, beneficial, and fascinating products and services. So you will have to leave a lasting mark on the world, and you have to want it above all. Secondly, you need to find your place in the company and in the world. We are, as I was telling you before, a global company, and we will be able to provide you with a bunch of opportunities. You need to take the right one for you, and you have to understand which is the right way to take your opportunities. So you need to join in and find the right place for you. Another important thing is the so-called walk the talk. So you must put all your effort to put in place your ideas, even if you have difficulties. So you need to be resilient. In this case, be aware that the whole company is supporting you in putting in place your ideas. Another thing very important is be yourself. So diversity really matters to us, and for us, your individuality is an asset. So we are eager to welcome various ways of thinking, different ways of thinking that help us to drive innovation together. Another important thing is the balance between your work life and your private life. So we support you in finding the right balance and the health balance between your private life and professional life. Another important thing is the capability of discovering new directions. You may have noticed during our presentation that things are changing in our business, and we are looking for people that are able to discover new directions. So we welcome change and people willing to change. And this is possible within the company by switching positions. So be aware that if you start your career in the company, you will not be stuck in the same position for all over your career within the company, but you will need to change your position and to see the activities from different perspectives. And this is, I think, one of the most important things that you need to consider while joining a new company, not only Bosch. So we can summarize all the elements that I've given to you with one claim, which is let's be remarkable. What means remarkable? It means that you need to stand out. You need to be the first to propose new ideas, the first to embrace change, and the first to have your team together in order to succeed in an innovative way. So, Michele, what are we doing in the upcoming weeks? And what are we putting in place in our employer branding landscape in order to have more and more students on board? Please.
Okay, so let's talk about some of our new recruiting tools. Let's talk primarily about the Bosch Mobility Hackathon. 2 years ago in Milan, we managed a 40 and 24 consecutive hours hackathon with 50 students involved in 4 different topics: access, traffic, multimodal, and parking. The aim for this hackathon was to find a new solution for the 4 topic that are such a big theme for 4 big cities. After this first mobility hackathon and talking about our common current situation of health emergency, we decided to start a second hackathon online involving 125 students from whole Italy for a 72 non-stop hours competition. This time, the competition will have 4 topics: mobility, early diagnosis, manufacturing processes, and sociality, with the aim to search for innovative solutions for this crucial period of coexistence with COVID-19. Um, this is the agenda. Of course, in this case, we are giving you one last chance to apply to our Bosch subscription page. I'm just turning back. Okay, you can check. You can check above the link subscription. Maybe do a print screen, do a photo, a picture, whatever you want. And of course, you can apply. The team will be composed of five candidates with different background. We have tech, data, business, or marketing, moreover than humanities. I think that in this case, most of you will be in tech or in data. So this is the agenda. So I think that we are almost in the end. We really hope you had an awesome Bosch experience. I think that we could start to answer your question. Okay.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Michele and Mauro, for your words and the deep dive into Bosch. So we can start with the question. So I will start with the one, which is related to the university world. So is Formula SAE competition important to introduce guys in the new world of work? Yes, it is important. We are, let's say, testimony of the fact that it is important because we generally attend the Formula SAE competition here in Italy in order to get in contact with as more as candidates as possible. And Michele can confirm this. We were together
Yeah, of
last
course.
year in July, if I remember well, in this initiative. Great. So if you have the chance, I'm not sure that it will organize this year because of the COVID-19 situation, but in the next years, obviously, it will be a nice chance to get acquainted and to start knowing each other. So another question that stuck my attention is this one. Is Bosch interested in mechanical engineers who deal with turbo machinery or energy or in general with mechanical engineering? We were telling you that obviously we are more and more interested into students with an IT background. Obviously, it is the new trend, but be sure that we continue to be interested in mechanical engineers, also for all the other business sectors that do not have an IT basis, let's say. So the powertrain division is still working and is still investing in research and development in order to find new ways to cope with also CO2 reductions and so on. So we are pretty interested in mechanical engineers and also in energy engineers. The powertrain area is also having so many orders related to the commercial vehicles area. So this is obviously very important um, for for us. Um, I see here a question regarding innovation. if innovation is part of everybody's job, or if it stands for itself. I would say that innovation is part of everybody job, every one of us, not only in the technical areas, but also in the commercial or in the support areas, like me and Michele, or also Mauro, are asked to be innovative in the everyday life. And I can also witness such approach, because we have a lot of initiatives inside the company in order to promote new ideas and to find a solution to these ideas, in order um, to be effective also in our business. For example, each year we ask our employees to generate ideas related to pain points, and we have a very structured way to cope with these pain points and to put in place improvement tasks and improvement ways every year. Regarding, let's have a look if we have other interesting questions about automation engineering. I think that Michele can help us in coping with this question. So, what about automation engineering?
Yeah, we have some. Of course, we have a driving control branch in Bosch, the Rexroth company, who is leader for the automation engineering. In this case, of course, an automation background would be really fitable. Let's say for the Rexroth brand, we have two great company plant, one near Milan in Cernusco, and then another one in, of course, really in Modena in Emilia. And yeah, this for the automation engineering. We have another interesting branch at the Bosch Sensor Tech for the microelectronical parts, the MEMS. We have, of course, some opportunities, some open position for automation engineer too. Yeah.
Great. Another question, which is pretty important also for the recruiting team. So, are we looking for people that have experience abroad, be it work experience or study experience, and also previous traineeship, like internship and so on, are important for us in the and also previous traineeship like internship and so on are important for us in the candidates that we are looking for. I would leave this question also to Michele.
Yeah, for us it's important to let's say for Bosch, of course, it's important but not mandatory. Let's say to have a full marks degree, but we our attention is strictly focused on a foreign experience or maybe let's say an internship during 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 the year of the university, of course, because we know that it's not so easy, let's say, to do some things in parallel. Let's say, for example, an overlap of Erasmus, more of an internship. But for us, it's really a proof that the students has a multimodal mind, let's say, and it's able, of course, to come in Bosch and give him and give his value added, let's say.
Okay, great. Thank you, Michele. We have one last question regarding the skills that we are looking for in candidates on the market. As I was telling you in the last part of my presentation, obviously, technological skills are very important. Let's say that we give them for granted when we hire someone coming straight from university, or hiring people that have previous experiences. Obviously, we verified and test them during our hiring process, which is really very well organized. But as I was telling you before, what is really important nowadays in this changing environment is what comes from you. is your ability to adapt to different situations. So we are not looking for the old-fashioned engineers that just does his job and that's it. We are looking for someone that wants to go extra mile to explore new worlds, to see problems from different perspectives, thanks to also to the help of colleagues coming from all over the world. So the most important thing is to embrace change and see problems from different perspectives. So this is the most important thing I would say nowadays in the job market. I assume not only for Bosch but for all employers. So I don't see here any additional questions from your side. If Michele, can you share our last slide with our link to the open positions? So
Yeah, of
we
course.
update constantly our open positions on our website. We are in Italy, so with the headquarters in Milan. We have offices all over Italy, mainly in northern Italy, especially in Turin, related to the automotive industry, also in Emilia-Romagna in relation to the automotive and mobility solutions industry. We are present in Lombardy, we are present in Friuli Venezia Giulia. So you can find us everywhere, both for commercial and sales opportunities and also for technical opportunities in all the business sectors that Mauro explained to you at the beginning of our presentation. So as stands here, we are looking forward to meet you soon, and please take also advantage of the opportunity that Michele told you before, so related our hackathon, our restart hackathons, and our upcoming initiatives. So thank you so much for participating in this webcast, and I hope we gave you an overall picture of the Bosch world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.